Okay, so thanks for joining me today. Whether you're watching it live or on a replay, um, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to take time for yourself, because that's what self-care is all about. It's important to to think about yourself and your own what is important to you. Self-care is different for everyone. So there's no I don't really feel that there's a set toolkit or toolbox. You can use just your breath and breathing and closing your eyes and being quiet. So you don't necessarily have to do anything special. Trying to get it just to me, but I'm not sure why it's okay. Here we go. So it's a lot of self care is about the choices you make in your life. It's there's so many, we get overwhelmed with what's happening in our lives. We don't know where to to free up our time and our energy because we allow our energy to be given to so many different directions and places and things, but not to ourselves because we don't make ourselves a priority. We can do several things. We can clear our energy. There are methods to do that. You can use singing bowls, you can use sage, by smudging. You can take an Epsom salt bath or a bubble bath or even just a shower. Water is a very nice way to clear your energy. I know one time when I was having my hair washed at a salon, afterwards my head and my energy just felt very clear and fresh. So we don't even realize that we are, you know, getting other people's energy stuck on us. So we really need to be open to that possibility. And another important thing, today is the full moon. So that is a good time to release a lot of the things that you do to clear are also good for releasing. What I really enjoy doing for release is writing down on a piece of paper. I use small index cards. Sometimes I put one thing on each card, sometimes I write on both sides. A few days ago, I did it, and then I did it again last night because I realized there were a lot more things that I still needed to clear and release during this cycle. Yeah, let me just see. Comment. A sunrise walk under the full moon this morning. That sounds amazing. Yeah, is it cold where you are? It's still kind of cold in winter where I am. So I'm not usually doing that, but I do plan to go for a walk on Monday. It's going to be in the 40s with a friend, which I also haven't done much of during COVID. So that's another, okay. Oh, yes, it's beautiful. If it was 70 degrees or even 50, I'd be going out for a sunrise walk too. Actually, the moon last night was so beautiful. It was so bright and full. I could see it on the snow. It would have been really nice to go for a walk at night, but I was just kind of settled in for the night and didn't want to put on snow boots and all that just to go out. Although the snow may be gone in a day or two, just because of the heat. It's starting to melt a lot very fast. I did get to use snowshoes in my backyard, so once there's a foot of snow, I feel good about that. Um, so there's the releasing. So after I write it on the cards or paper or whatever I want to do, or if I have a fire in the fireplace, I'll just throw them in. But I have a little metal singing bowl, so the metal makes it fire safe. Um, but I did notice it was a little smoky last night and had to turn a fan on. But I burn them after I write them down. Sometimes I write one card at a time, and sometimes I um, write them all. Like last night, I wrote 7 cards. So 7 cards, 6 both sides and 1 half a side, and I burned them one at a time. And so that you might have to keep doing it over and over. And sometimes it also helps to speak, to read it out loud. You know, if you're alone, or maybe if you're in a circle with other people doing this as a practice, then you can read it out loud if you like. I feel like it gives it more power and more of your energy when you speak. And sometimes I also walk around. So, like you said, you went for a walk, and that helped you feel clearer and more like of a release. Um, so sometimes you could just, I just like walk around the house in a circle. Sometimes I just walk around and I like talk things through out loud, just what I feel is like talk it through, but to myself. And when you hear it out loud, then you might advance to a deeper level that you didn't start with. Another aspect of self care is receiving. So when you release, you make more room to allow in new things. So be open to receiving. There's this an openness that needs to happen, and if you're closed, I'm speaking more of emotionally, um, psychologically. If you are closed off to receiving and you just always say no to everything, then that's not helping yourself. What helped me get started with receiving, um, well, first ask for what you want. And what really helped was saying yes when people offered me things, whether they were something I wanted or not. Like, it even helped to start saying yes when I got takeout food and there were, forks and knives and napkins. Like, even if I was like bringing it home and I was going to eat at home and I obviously have forks and knives at home, I would just say yes, thank you. Used to be closed off. Yeah, well, there are methods. I guess maybe that's what you meant by toolkits, or methods to open up your chakras, and to be more open, and even just practicing regularly, whatever you're doing, will eventually open it up. But depends on what you're doing. Another way to care for yourself is with mindful eating. A lot of times we just grab something really fast, or we eat it really quickly because we're in a rush or we have a meeting or whatever reason that you might have for not thinking about it before you eat. So the mindful eating aspect also deals with, you know, overeating, binge eating. Do you know why you're eating? Are you eating because you're hungry? Or are you eating because it's lunchtime? There were times when I was working 9 hours a day in an office, and I had back-to-back meetings, and I knew that I only had, say, time from I don't know if 10:30 to 11, like 11 to 11:30 was the only time I would have to eat. And if I didn't eat then, I wouldn't be able to eat till 3. So sometimes it was self-care for me to eat a little earlier when I wasn't quite hungry, instead of waiting until I was ravenous and potentially having an like a hangry situation where it starts the hunger starts dealing causing a problem with other aspects of your life. So that is it's something to keep in mind. It's always a choice, and it's going to be different for everyone, and it's going to be different for you. Just like in a yoga practice, for example, it's going to be different every day. Maybe you're tighter on one side. Maybe you don't want something sweet today, but maybe you do. So maybe it's self-care for you to have a piece of chocolate today. But maybe if you have an illness or a disease that could be harmed by eating the chocolate, or if you have an allergic reaction and you do, then that it's important to be mindful. Let's just start with that. Like, why are you doing things? It's also important to move. A lot of people sit all day or most of the day. Even before COVID, every almost every job I've ever done, everything except, yoga, but everything else, it's always been just sitting at a desk. And then when you come home, go sit on the sofa and watch TV, or open your computer and sit on the sofa and just, you're making yourself comfortable, but is it best for your body to just sit all the time? No, it's not. But are you aware that you're doing it? It's also important to be non-judgmental, not just of others. I mean, it's always best to not judge others because we don't know what their particular situations are or what they're going through. Like, we don't know. We only know what they tell us, and even our eyes lie to us sometimes. If you just see pictures of people, or you only see what they want you to see, then you might not know what's happening with them. But sometimes we use that same excuse for ourselves. We say things like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what's next. But we're probably lying to ourselves, because we know what we want to do. We know what we don't want to do, more importantly. But how often do you really take that into account? Do you give it the real, importance that it deserves? It's something to think about. Also, I feel it's really important to do things with a beginner's mind. I do study Buddhism, but even taking that out of the equation, we sometimes overlook the obvious things when we think we already know the answer, or we do things the way we always have. because it's worked in the past. Also, you feel like you have experience doing something. So, I already know everything, so I don't need to learn anything new. Or like I should be teaching you because I know everything. So make sure that that doesn't come into your life, because it's like self-harm actually, because you might learn something every day of your life. As long as you're still alive, you can learn. There's no way everyone can know everything. So I'd like to start a awareness meditation, using breathing to encourage expansion. Could be in the heart or wherever else. And just because of self-care, I'm just going to say you always have the choice. You could not do something if it doesn't feel good or right, or if you just don't feel like participating in any given day in an activity. You always, you are the most important, and not harming yourself is what is most important, or it should be most important to you. So, part of this meditation is just being aware of your body and how it feels, and your thoughts as they arise. So, just either close your eyes or um, have a gentle gaze out in the distance, down, like not towards distracting things. Maybe if you're at a desk, at your blank desk, or at the floor by your feet. Just settle in and make yourself comfortable. Take a few deep breaths. Inhale through your mouth. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Exhale through the mouth or the nose, whichever is more comfortable. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Now let your breathing resume its normal pattern, whatever is comfortable to you. Try to be quiet. Keep still. No fidgeting. Notice what is coming up for you. Do you have thoughts coming up saying, this is stupid, why am I doing this? Do you hear nothing at all? Maybe there's a car driving by outside your window, and you feel like it's taking you away. Do you feel any tightness in your body? Or pain? Can you take a deep breath? Or do your lungs and your ribs feel constricted? Do you feel like you can't take a deep breath? If so, imagine in your mind's eye that as you inhale, you can expand your lungs like a balloon, and your ribs expand with them. Imagine all those little muscles, the intercostals between your ribs that feel so tight and constricted. Imagine that they are rubbery and can expand, and that you can feel comfortable with each breath. Imagine a feeling of lightness in your chest. Do you feel any pain or discomfort? Take note. Acknowledge it. Let it know that you know it's there. Thank the pain for letting you know there's a problem and that you might need to make some changes to deal with it. Just breathe gently. If thoughts are arising, acknowledge them, but don't follow them. Don't follow them down the rabbit hole to see where they lead. It's likely not to lead to a place that will benefit you in this moment. You will have plenty of time later. Right now, this time is for you. If you need to wiggle or readjust, because your body is protesting, do what you need to do. And then come back to your awareness. Take a few more deep breaths, feeling the oxygen relaxing your body and giving you some more energy as you prepare to come back to the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So the importance of movement I mentioned earlier. So let's take this time right now to do a little stretching. If you have arms on your chair, you can put your hands on them. If not, put your hands on your lap. Let me just see, there's a comment. Okay. So if your arms are flat, so If you have any experience with yoga, then you know what CatCow is. I personally have a lot of tightness in my shoulders, both the front and the upper back, and where the ribs meet the spine. So as you as you inhale, raise your head to the ceiling and push your chest out as you bring your shoulder blades together in the back. And when you exhale, just round. Inhale, come back up. Do this a few times on your own. Do it with your own breath. Don't try to follow me if it doesn't work for you. And you don't have to go as deep. Even just a gentle looking up and then looking down. A little bit curve in your back just to try to loosen it and have some movement. Be helpful. And speaking of self-care, I probably need to do some traction. So it's another thing. If you need if you need some pampering, go to a chiropractor or a massage therapist or whatever you need. Next, twist gently to your left side if that's in your practice. And if you can hold it, inhale, it's going to open up the front side of your body. Now twist gently through center back to the other side. See if you can imagine there's a string at the top of your head and straighten your spine a little bit while you're twisting, just to feel a little taller. And then release. Raise your arms overhead and go towards your left side. Gentle side stretch and towards the other side. One more time. Yeah, so as I said, everybody knows their own body better than I could possibly know it. So if you have like injuries and things like that and can't do it, then that's fine. You just do whatever feels best for you, even just sitting gently with your eyes closed. I think a nice shoulder shrug would be good for now. So inhale and raise your shoulders up towards your ears and gently bring them down your back as you exhale. Do this like 2 or 3 more times at your own pace. It's gotten a little bit warmer in here, so I'm just going to put my hair up. I do have heat. It's not right now, but blowing right on me. So the important thing about the movement is to also be comfortable in your body. So if something doesn't feel comfortable, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. So hear me out. I'm going to suggest that you listen to your resistance. Take the time to look at your motives. Like, why don't you want to do something? Or why are you doing things that you know hurt you? So this is the overindulgence in unhealthy activities versus resistance to healthy activities. I can use the example from today. I have not been exercising much. I have been losing weight, but that was due to other things I was doing. And, you know, for myself, that led me to realize that I was not eating mindfully and I was just automatically reaching for food and that kind of thing. The same thing that I'm sure many of you and I myself sometimes, you know, reach for your phone. You reach for your phone without thinking. You're like, phone, 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 because you want some kind of like hit of dopamine or something that your brain puts out. You feel like you're getting some kind of benefit from it. But are you, if it's taking up half your day? Not likely, unless your job is to be on social media all day. But that's when you start evaluating, is this work I'm doing for my life, is that to my benefit or is that harmful to me? So I hadn't exercised a lot. I have an elliptical machine right over there in the other room. And today I didn't really feel like it, but I knew that it would be good for me to exercise. So I had the time and I just put on my workout clothes and I'm like, you know what? Today I'm going to exercise. And you know what? I'm not exercising because I want to exercise today. I'm exercising because I know it's good for my body and I need to do some cardio because the other things I do, yoga, meditation, those type of things, they are not cardio. They're not increasing my cardiovascular fitness. So I don't want to just lose weight to say I lost weight and develop heart disease because I'm not, using my heart to the best of its, abilities. So sometimes we make choices that are not good for us. There's actually a name for it. I watched a training the other day on meditation, another training, and I don't have the notes with me, but there's actually a term that is used to describe this phenomena of, doing things that are harmful to you, but you think that they are helping you because maybe in the short term they are. They might be giving you that little boost of feel good hormones, in that moment, but because you're not doing the other things that your body needs or your mind. It could be your mind. You need to acknowledge something. You need to think about it deeply. You need to take those, steps for the next, iteration of your life, but you're afraid. So instead of doing the thing, you reach for a candy bar or you go to your pantry. Let me see. You were going to hot yoga before? Okay. Yeah, that is a lot of exercise, really. I've done some hot yoga, but not the like 105. As soon as it gets up to 90, that's a little hot for me. So I actually enjoyed like 90, 85 degrees was good. Um, but I'm trying to read what it says here. Yes, it gets your heart rate up. Yes, I mean, so there are different methods you can use to even get the same benefit. So yeah, I mean, there are even yoga, things, and going regularly for a walk. It's just that, most of last month it was like 15 degrees. So it wasn't really a good time to go for a walk here. But Monday I made a plan to go for a walk with a friend neighbor, because it's going to be 42 degrees, I think, or it's going to be way warmer than it has been. And you know what? I'm going to make the time to both have some social time and some physical activity. So it's important to consider those things, and it goes into other things like studying. I know you told me something, and that's part of why I'm bringing up this resistance thing. So, say for example, you sign up for a class, and there's many modules, and there's like just one module. It's like either really hard for you, or you just don't want to do it. You don't really know why. You're just like, I don't want to do this. It's like it just feels very constricted in your body, and there's just this total resistance. That's when you look at your motives. Why did you sign up for the class? How important is the class to you? Is the part you don't want to do something that is required? Is it something you could skip? Can you wait until the end? Can you, it's like, it's all part of this. Is it better for me in reality? Or do I just think it's better for me? Or do I think it'll hurt me? Do I think it'll take too much time? It's like, look at those different motives. It's all about awareness, as I was discussing earlier and in the meditation. It's a lot of awareness. So, I mean, I guess the biggest takeaway you can probably get from this is to be more mindful in everything you do. Why are you doing it? What is motivating you? If you're not motivated, then you're not doing it, right? So those are some questions to ask yourself. And even those activities that we mindlessly do because we don't realize we're trying to avoid doing something else. So it's like an avoidant thing, like, I don't want to think about this, so I'm going to grab a candy bar. Or I'm going to go to the pantry and eat something. Or you don't even think that. You just get up and do it, and you're like, what am I doing at the pantry? Like that actually happened to me, because as I started to lose weight, I was able to feel when I was hungry and when I was full. If you're mindful, you can do that. But before I was paying attention to that, I was even asking people, like, what is a normal portion of food? Like, if you've never eaten normal portions of food, or never eaten because you're hungry, then you don't know, until your body will tell you. So that's another part of the awareness. Like, are you getting a sensation? When you're resistant to doing something, is it because you're injured? Is it because you didn't sleep enough? So from a self-care standpoint, it might be better for you not to do that activity and go take a nap. So this sounds like it might be a lot of work. I understand that, it sounds like work. But when you do the work for a while and it becomes a habit, then it's not work. Kind of like anything. If you drive a car, when you first drive a car, you don't know what you're doing. You have to, do different things, steer and step on pedals and move, gears and look in the mirrors, and it's like so much stuff and you don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden after, a few weeks or months or years, then it's second nature what to do and you don't think about it anymore. So self-care can become second nature, but you have to give it the time. So what I would like to do and I'm not sure how the sound will be because you never know. I know it comes out fine when I just use the camera, but I'm not sure how it works when it goes through Zoom. So what I want to do here is I brought these two crystal bowls into the room because these are the two I wanted to use today. I'm gonna bring them over to the desk right next to the camera here and the microphone. But the one on it looks like you're right, but it's my left. The pink one, the clear one, is a rose quartz clear bowl. So I will be playing that with the intention of expansion and opening of your heart chakra. And the other bowl is a throat chakra tone. Like I'm not, and the color is also. And that is with the intention of you being able to speak up for your needs, ask for what you need. So I'm going to bring that over. This, then you can see both at the same time. Okay, so this is a time when you can relax and be comfortable. You don't need to keep your eyes open. If you're, at home, you can lie down if that's more comfortable. I'm going to start with creating expansion in the heart chakra. Follow up with speaking. safe for you to open your heart. Feel the tightness in your throat chakra loosening. Know it is safe for your throat chakra to be open. It is safe for you to speak what is in your heart. So when you're ready, You can take a deep breath and come back to the room. Do you have any questions or comments? Oh, good. I'm glad. Glad the sound is okay. I was kind of hoping, because the other laptop I had, the video stopped working and the sound was never great. So I'm thinking of other ways now for people to work with me. I'm going to be offering a program soon. So if anybody is, interested in working with me more, you can reach out to me. And do you have any self-care questions while we're still on? Or any comments, based on what was discussed? Something else you'd like me to address? Okay, so I'm just going to say thank you for joining me today then. It was a little delayed getting started, but I'm trying to keep it on track to end on the time I originally planned it to end. So thank you for joining me, and if you're on the replay, you can let me know what you think. I'm glad you enjoyed the singing bowls. I have 6. I got 3 more for Christmas as a gift. But these are ones I got like five or so years ago. And yeah, they're healing bowls. I feel like they are. And I often wonder if that's what kickstarted the weight loss. I was doing 30 days of playing. No, it wasn't 30. It was like 42 days. I was doing 42 days of playing a singing bowls every day for 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden, like, I was able to lose weight when before that, even if I would eat less in a day, I wasn't able to lose anything. Now it's like I'm actually able to. So it's like, I don't know if that's, scientifically, I don't know if that is what it is, or if my hormones changed, or if it made my hormones change. Who knows? Um, but it definitely helps to relax you. So I'm glad you enjoyed the bowls, and they are a real relaxation. I have the half-hour videos on my YouTube channel. It's just my name. You can look up Karen Connolly, and it I have some singing bowls on there. I also do some things live on Moxie and maybe some other places, but that's where I've done it so far. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that this benefits you, and that you let me know if you have any questions or want to work with me privately. And thank you.